Hi everyone, good morning. So I hope you are able to hear me. Can anyone please confirm?
Yes, Bhaskar.
Okay, thank you very much. So in the last session, we started talking about a SQL, like how we can connect to the SQL servers and how we can create objects in the database. Like if you wanted to create a database in the RDBMS tools, then how we can create a database and how we can create a tables that we came across it. And we have seen how we can alter the table, and we have seen how we can drop the table. So DDL operations, we have seen all these things are going to be a DDL. And we also talked about the DML operations. So DML, we are going to have a insert or delete and update. And we started talking about this select statement also here. So this is very, very important for us. As a data engineer, we are going to use this very frequently. Of course, this also is important for us. And if I wanted to read the data, we are using the select statement. And if you want to read all the data from a table that we have seen, and if you wanted to take all the columns, we can use asterisk. And if you wanted to take a required columns, you can specify columns with comma separator. And we talked about the where, which is used to specifically or restricting the data based on the condition, and how we can frame the condition, and what are the different types of logical operators we're having, like logical OR. We have seen when we can use logical OR and when we can use logical AND, we have seen, and we also come across logical NOT. All these operators we have come across in the last session. And today I'm going to talk about functions. So functions are very, very, very important. Functions are very, very important. Okay, so we are going to have a functions to handle the data. To save the data, we are going to use it. To save the data, we are going to use these functions. So functions are there in a SQL and functions are there in PySpark. So when I say PySpark, it is Azure Databricks in my case. And functions are there in Data Factory, and functions are there in Fabric also. So wherever you go, the functions are there. So these functions are used to save the data as per the business requirement. So in order to deal with the numbers, we have a number functions. In order to deal with the text data, we have a text functions. In order to deal with the date and time, we have a date and time functions. Apart from that, we have a aggregate functions, we have a window functions, we have a analytical functions. So there are many functions are there. So whatever we required or whatever functions we required for us, that I'm going to take you through that. So I'm not going to cover each and every function from the SQL or from anywhere. So whatever I required or whatever I have used as part of my experience, most of the functions that I'm going to touch. So if I explain 10 functions, you should be in a position to adapt plus 10 functions from your side. So that kind of skill set I'm just going to give it. So once you get a situation to use the function, then only you can remember more about that particular function. If you don't get a situation, then you may not get a get a conclusion or a confidence on that particular function. But definitely you can understand the way I'm going to take the functions. So here I'm just going to talk about first is numeric functions to deal with the numbers. To deal with the numbers, we are going to use this. The very first function I'm taking apps of number. And one more thing I wanted to say. So function is going to have a function name. This function name is going to have something braces. A parentheses are there. So function is always going to take something. Function is always going to take something. When it is taking, you need to think what it is taking. Is function taking number or is function taking text, or is function taking date? What it is taking inside the function, you need to be very clear about it. So then only can understand the functions. And most of the functions are going to return something to you. So if you ask me, 100% of the functions are going to return something to you. So again, when it is returning something, you have to think what it is returning. Is that returning number? Is that returning text? Or is that returning date? Or even bool data type also. So what it is returning? Here also it is going to take bool. So that is important. So function takes something and function gives to you something. So that is important for us. Okay, so wherever you go, this kind of concept will be there. Now, if you take this apps of number, since I'm talking about the number functions, this function is taking a number. Apps is taking a number to give the absolute value of a given number. If you take this one, apps of 10 is going to give a 10. Apps of minus 10 is going to give a 10. And apps of 0 is going to give a 0. So that is how it is going to give. It's going to give an absolute value of a given number. Just execute this one. Let me connect it. So I'm there in the testing database. Just execute this one. It is going to give an absolute value of a given number. So for better understanding, I'm just going to take you through with the table. So if you observe, if I say apps of 10 is giving a 10. If I say apps of minus 10 is giving a 10. Apps of 0 is giving a 0. Now I wanted to apply this function on the table. I wanted to apply apps function on the table. So here write a SQL statement to deduct 2000 from everyone's salary. So that means A minus B operation, you're trying to do it. A minus B operation, you're doing it. So your A is the salary and your B is the 2000. So that is what I'm just saying, A minus B. I'm just taking the required columns, whatever the columns are required. And if you wanted to give the alias name for this particular expression, this we can call it as a expression. Okay, so for this expression, I'm giving the alias name as salary minus 2000, as will be used to give the alias name. So in Databricks also, we are going to do it with the alias function. There is a function called alias. By using that, we are going to give, but slight difference you can fail. I mean to say way of writing, but the context of the requirement is very similar. So if I don't give this as column name, you're not going to get the column name. You just observe. I'm just going to take out this and just execute up to here and see the column name is not coming here. If you observe, column name is not available. To get this column name, we have to use as the name of the column. I'm just taking salary minus 2000. Okay, so in place of as, you can also give a space also. You can give the space also. But for better understanding or better readability, I recommend you to give the as. It's up to you. Now, if I execute it, you can see salary minus 2000. So that is one thing. I hope you are there with me. So it is giving A minus B operation. Now I wanted to apply apps function on top of this. I have some data here, salary minus 2000, which is having a positive number, negative number, something like that. I have a positive number plus I have a negative number. If I apply apps function on top of this column, then what it is going to give, that I just wanted to show you. So that is what I'm saying. Write a SQL statement to apply apps operation on salary minus 2000 calculation. So then it is going to become, all these numbers are going to become as a positive numbers. Just observe here. So that is what I'm just trying to do here. Whatever the expression I'm having, that I'm just keeping inside the apps function. Now you can see here, all are positive numbers. If I don't apply apps, then you can see the number here. If I apply apps, then see the number, how exactly it is there. And then the next function, very, very important, 99% is, if you ask me, I can say 100% is, everyone is going to touch that function is a round function. Even if you go for the Databricks, you're going to use this function very frequently. Wherever you're going to do the calculations, wherever you're going to do the ratios or percentage, then you're going to use this round function. So the way it works in the SQL Server, in the same way it is going to work with the Data Factory, and in the same way it is going to work with the Databricks also. So there are few functions, the naming standard and syntax also same, and few functions, there may be function name may be different, but the context of the function is 100% similar. So that one very important function is a round function. You may not get the question in the interview, but 100% you are going to use at the time of working. So round function, the name itself saying that it is used to round the number to a specified number of decimal places, or to specify the number of places. That may be a positive side you can do it, and a negative side also you can do it. So it is used to round a number to a specified number of decimal places. So I'm giving here a number, and this is the number of decimal places. How many places you wanted to round it? So in this particular place, here it is going to be number, but you just concentrate on here. You can pass the positive number or you can pass the negative number. If I pass -2, what happens? If I pass +2, what happens? Here I'm giving number of decimal places. If this number of decimal places is positive number, then it rounds the decimal number. It rounds the decimal number. So if we take a 10.5, then decimal place means this one, this part. And this is the main number. And this is the decimal number. So if you pass the positive number, you are going to round this side. And if you pass the negative number, then you're going to round this. So that is how it is going to be here. If you pass the positive number, decimal places will be rounded. And if you pass the negative number, then main number will be rounded. So I have given example for 10.5. If you take 10 is the main number, 0.5 is the decimal number. Now just observe this one. So this is A divided by B operation. My A is the salary and my B is the 3.5. Write a SQL statement to apply division operation with 3.5. So the reason why I'm taking this one is I need some decimal places to show you how we can use the round function. So then you can understand how round function is going to work. So here I'm taking few columns from the employee table. Along with that, I'm just defining this one, salary divided by 3.5. I'm just giving salary divided by 3.5. So A divided by B. So this is the numerator and this is the denominator. So if I execute this one, it is going to give the decimal places. This data is not available directly in the table. You're just defining with the select statement. You're just defining by defining this column. So in data factory, for equivalent to this particular requirement in data factory, we have a derived column transformation. Derived column transformation, we are going to use it. In Databricks, we have a select transformation, select expr, and we have a with column. Okay, so we have a different options to do it. But the concept is you're deriving this data point. This data point is not exactly available in your employee table. Only this is available in employee, this is available, this is available, this is available. But this, wherever I'm going to say as, it is not available in the table. Okay, so 99% it is not going to be available. Now just once I execute it, I'm able to see these decimal places. Now on top of this column or on top of these values, I wanted to give a round operation. I wanted to give round operation. So what I'm trying to do here is apply round operation with the 2 decimal places. I wanted to apply with positive 2 decimal places. In the same way, I wanted to apply with -2 also. We'll see how exactly it is going to become. Now, if I say 228.5714, if I give it 2, positive 2, so it is going to consider last 2 digits after the dot. So it is going to give a 57 only because 4 becomes 0. 4 becomes 0, 0 will be added, 1 becomes 0, nothing will be added here, 0 will come. Okay, so that is fine. I'll take other number. Let's take this one. 814.285. Okay, I'm just taking three decimal places. So 5 becomes 0, 1 will be added, 1 plus 8 is 9. So you're going to get 814.29. Just concentrate on these 2 numbers. Once I execute it, you can see how exactly it is going to be there. So most of you are aware of how this rounding is going to work in general. Forget about the technically. Okay, so if it is greater than 0.5, then we can greater than or equal to 0.5, then we can consider as we can round it and we can add 1 before that. And if it is a negative number, if I pass negative number -2, for the same thing, what happens is if I have a 814, you're not going to consider this place and you're going to consider this side if it is a -2. So last 2 digits you need to round it. If these last 2 digits are greater than or equal to 50, then you can add 1 number to this. So when you round this one, it is going to get the 800. It is going to get the 800. And if you go for 357, so 357 last 2 digits are greater than or equal to 50. So it is going to get the 400 if I give -2. So even if you don't understand, you just leave it. There is nothing is going to be happen. Mostly you're going to use positive side, not with the negative side. Okay. So I mean to say, mostly you're going to pass the positive number, not a negative number. So here I'm just giving. Just observe here. Employee number is coming from source directly, e-name, job, salary. And I'm just defining this for understanding purpose, and I'm applying round operation for this expression. I'm just passing this expression inside this round with the 2 decimal places. And when I pass with -2, how exactly it is going to give the result, you just observe. Let's execute it and see the result. This is division. This is round operation. You can see here 814.29. That is what I just told you here for this number. For this number, you're getting 814.29. And one more number we have seen, 228. So 228.57, right? 5714 is going to get the 228.57 only. So that is also correct. And 357 here. This 357 is having 400 here. Just observe here. So 357 is becoming 400. And there is a 814. Just check 814. 814 is having 800. Because it is less than or equal to 50. So if it is greater than or equal to 50, then it is going to up the number when you go for -2. So this is about the rounding operation. Any question with this? Okay. One minute.
Bhaskar, when it is saying like rounding of 2, positive 2 or negative 2, it is taking the whole number, right? Means on the before decimal places, and in that it is reducing by or increasing by 2, or means it is converting to the actual the whole number.
1 minute. I lost my screen. Just give me a minute.
Yeah.
I got it back. Just 1 minute. Let me share my screen again. Yeah, please go ahead.
The screen it is loading. Yeah, rounding off means the means if you consider the 857, so the 57 it is converting into the like how it is taking the 2 digit. That is the question. Means either
This one you're
positive
saying?
number 2 or negative 2. Yeah, consider 2 only. Yeah,
Okay,
rounding up
so
to
basically what happens is when you
3.
give this one as a +2, then this part will be rounded.
Now,
You
if
got my
you
point, right?
divide it by 3.5, so what happens? Same only,
First
right?
it
800 it will come.
first it will give the division operation. This result I'm just showing here. Okay.
No, so can you copy that same 435 line into
800
another
divided
one?
by 3.5. What is the value? This value. 228.5714. Okay, so I'm applying rounding operation on top of this number.
Okay, here, yeah, what I'm trying to say, it is taking the whole number, 228 only, right? Means the rounding of to two numbers, positive 2 numbers. Means.
That is 228.57. Decimal places are
Even
there.
though, yeah, decimal number is there, but it is not considering the decimal point when it is rounding off. Is it correct?
No, it is considering. Because if I take 5714 point, right? 228. So what it is doing here, we need only 2 decimal places.
Hmm.
Okay, I don't need this 2.
Yeah.
So in that case, what happens here, when it is rounding, basically this 4 becomes 0.
Yeah, that logic I got it.
You
Yeah.
got it, right?
Yeah,
But
yes.
finally, you need to have only 2 decimal places. So for
Okay.
that reason, you're getting 57. Now, if you
Good.
take somewhere, if you take this one,
Yeah, this I
814.
got it. Yeah. The same way that is.
Yeah.
What about the 200 now? Negative one. Negative.
Okay. Now, let's take this
The same number
357.
only. Can we? Yeah. Can you consider
Okay.
same? Yeah.
228. You
Yeah.
just take it. -2. -2 means last 2 digits.
That is what. Okay. Now it is applying with before decimal point, right?
Yes.
Not
Yes. Main
after
number.
the.
Main number will be applied. If it is
Okay.
-2,
Hmm.
in this one, this is the main number. And this is the decimal, right? If it is
Okay.
+2, this side will go. If it is -2, this side will go.
So it is traveling from the decimal point to
Exactly.
the Right?
Exactly.
If it is positive, yeah, negative means it is previous, means before
Yes.
that it is. Okay,
Yes.
okay. Control.
You got
Yeah,
it right.
thank. Hmm. Yes. Thanks.
No worries. Anyone having any question? Okay. Now the text functions also is important. Okay, so number functions round only is, I feel, very important. Rest of the number functions are not much important. If you're interested, you can just have a look on the documentation of SQL or anything. You can have a look on it. Or you can also go for W3 School. You can also use W3 School for seeing the what functions are there in the numbers, if you are interested. And string functions are going to deal with the string data. So text data. The text will be enclosed with the single quote. So string functions are used to deal with the text data. The text data will be enclosed in a single quote. There are few functions we are going to see. The very first function I'm just taking ASCII. It is used to get the ASCII value of a specific character. For every character, there will be some ASCII number. So lowercase a and uppercase a are not same. So language wise, they are same, but the decimal or ASCII number is going to be different. So let me show you how exactly it is going to be there. So no one will ask what is the ASCII number for that. If I execute this, you can see for A, we have a 65, for lowercase a, we have a 97. So quite opposite to this ASCII, we have a char function to convert the ASCII number into the character. So that is what I'm just giving here. And this particular kind of thing, I mean to say, this char function basically at the time of writing a dynamic SQL code, SQL developers used to use that particular function to make a dynamic SQL code. But in our case, you can just ignore it. Now, the next function we are going to show is concat function. The next function is concat function. This is very, very important. We are going to use this. In the Databricks, we are going to use this frequently. And in the ADF also, we are going to use it. In both the places, we are going to use it. The name itself is saying that it is used to concatenate more than two texts. Text 1, text 2, text 3, and text n. So with comma separator, we can provide multiple texts and we can combine them. There is a one more alternative function is there for concat underscore ws with a separator. We'll talk about it. And it is used to concatenate multiple text values. Now for this one, an example here you can see. So I'm just moving to the another database. Okay, so I ask you to restore this database, Contoso Retail DW. Okay, so if you are not installed SQL Server, let me know. I'll share one record, just a 15 minutes record. So if you can follow that, you can set up your system with your sample databases so that you can do practice. If you wanted to work with multiple hundreds of thousands of records, then you have to restore the sample databases, which is recommended by Microsoft. So Contoso Retail DW is one of the database, and AdventureWorks databases are there in order to use them. Now you can see here, if I don't use this, just observe. I'm able to say your first name and last name. I'm just asking, write a SQL statement to get the full name by taking data from the first name and last name. By taking data from first name and last name. So your full name is not existed in the table, but I wanted to make it define by writing select statement. We cannot ask every column in the source. If that is the case, then no one is required. So to define this kind of activities, we are here. Now to combine them, we can use the concat function. Text 1 comma text 2. We can pass it. Now if we see here, what it is trying to do is, so concat is taking the text 1. To provide the space between the first name and last name, I'm taking one more space, one more text here. So this is the text 1, and this is the text 2, and this is text 3. So 3 texts I'm taking here to get the full name. Now, if I execute this, it is going to get the full name. Now you can see. So concat is used to concatenate multiple texts. And this we are going to use frequently in our journey. Now I have a requirement here. If you consider 3 names, like first name, middle name, and last name. If first name is having a value, last name will be having the value, but some people middle name may not have the value. So if middle name is not available, then how you're going to handle it? That I'm just going to give in 2 different ways you can handle it. So one is with case statement you can do, and you can do with the Colesi function. Or not with Colesi, even if you go with the Colesi, you also go with the case, but you can use concat underscore WS. So concat underscore WS, we can easily do it. We don't need to write the case statement. Okay, so here, if I don't have the middle name, then my full name is your, let me show you. If I take out this and try to execute up to here, you can see the result. Now just observe this logic here. If I have a middle name, then I wanted to consider these 3 names will be my full name. John V. Young is my full name. But if I don't have middle name, then I'm just going to take a Ruben Torres. So this is my full name. Okay, so in this kind of situations, to make you understand how exactly it is going to work, if I don't use the case statement, you just observe how result is going to get. Oh my God. So what I'm trying to do here is, I'm passing the first name is one text, then I'm taking a separator, that is star. So I can take the space, but space is not going to be visible. So I'm just taking the star. And after that, I'm just taking the middle name. Again, star is there, and then last name. So I'm combining these 3 names together as a full name. Just observe how this output is going to get. See here. I don't have any problem with the first 2 records. They are perfect. So Ruben Torres, if we say 2 stars are there here. 2 stars are there. We are not supposed to have a 2 stars. I need to have only 1 star. So in order to do this, you can write a case statement. You can write the case statement, something like this. Case, when middle name is null. If you remember this kind of filter we have seen, commission is not null, we have seen in the last session. Is null. Because we cannot compare this with zeros, or we cannot compare with equals to null. We need to use is operator. So when middle name is null, then my full name is concat your first name and last name. If my middle name is null, then concat my first name and last name. So that is what I'm saying. So if middle name is null, then take this and this one as a full name. So that is what I'm just trying to take here, first name, star, and last name. If it is not this case, in the else block, I'm taking concat of your 3 names. All these 3 names I'm taking together here. So in this way, we can provide the solution if you wanted to handle the null. So not only null, if you wanted to create any column with the condition, to create a columns with conditions. Then we are going to use case statement. We are going to use the case statement. The same case function is available in the data flow also. The same case will be there in the Databricks also. Wherever you go, case will be there. Because if you have a single condition, if will be suitable, and if you have a multiple conditions, then case we are going to use it. But in this particular case is going to be suitable. So case when in the else block you are giving this one, and for this entire thing you are going to end. You have to use the end for the case. Then give the alias name. Now if you see here, Ruben Torres is having only 1 star here, whereas here we have a 2 stars.
Sorry, sir.
Yeah, any question?
Sorry, please come again.
So here, if I use with only concat function, you can see the 2 stars here. If I use with case statements, I'm having only 1 star because this is correct only. If middle name is not available, then you can ignore it and you can just join only Ruben and Torres. Okay.
Yes.
And then the next important function, basically this function is available only in SQL Server. Okay, so if you go for Oracle, I'm not sure if it is available, but surely it is not available. So in place of that, they have a substring function. So substring function is available in many places. ADF is having, and ADB is there. Of course, SQL Server also we have it, and Oracle is there. MySQL is there. So in many places it is available. Okay, so that is the substring. We are going to see that, but this left is going to be there only in the SQL side, in the SQL Server. So only in Microsoft SQL Server we are having it. So I'm just going to say here, left is used to get the part of the text. If you wanted to get the part of the text, A, B, C, D, if you want to get this part, then it is a part of the text. Okay, so this entire thing is a text. This entire thing is a text. And if you want to get the part of the text, 1 character or 2 characters or 3 characters, any number of characters from this particular text, we can call it as a part of the text. So in order to get the part of the text in Microsoft SQL Server, we have a few functions. One is left function, and other is right function, and another function is substring function. We have these 3 varieties of the functions in the SQL Server in order to get the part of the text. So did you understand the context of this particular requirement? So 3 functions are going to be covered here. So it is used to get the part of the text. If you use the left function, it is used to get the part of the text from the left side. If I wanted to get the AB, then I need to use the left function. If I wanted to get the CD, then you have to use the right function. So how many number of characters you are going to get from the left side is with specified number of characters. You have to specify how many number of characters you wanted to get. So if it is a B, C, D here, if you wanted to get the AB, then you have to pass the 2 here. So that is what I'm just trying to do here. So from each and every employee name, I wanted to get the 3 characters. Write a SQL statement to get the first 3 characters from the every employee. So from every employee, I wanted to get it. So here it is a hard-coded text. In place of this ABC, you can pass the name of the column. So this column is having a text data. Names only, right? So we are going to have a text data. So from this particular name, I wanted to get only first 3 characters. In that case, we are going to use the left function. So left function is used to get the characters from the left side. Just execute this statement. This table is available in the testing database. You just execute it. Now I can see from Smith, you're having SMI. Okay, so from Word, we have a WAR. Jones, I'm having a JON. So first 3 characters, I'm having it. If I wanted to get the last 3 characters from each and every name, then you can use the write function. You can use the write function. So wherever there is a left function, you just give the right. So from right side, it is going to get the specified number of characters. Just observe. Here I'm having a right function. Quite opposite to left function, I have a right function. The syntax of these 2 functions is very much similar. You're passing the text. From this particular text, I wanted to get the specified number of characters from right side. As I said, if I have a ABCD, if I wanted to get only this part, then you have to use the write function. You have to use the write function. In that particular place, you're just going to give ABCD and then 2. So when you give the 2, then what happens is it is going to get the CD. Because from right side, you are getting the characters. From right side, you're trying to get the number of characters. So that is what I'm just trying. In place of left function, you're just going to give the right function. Just execute it and see the result. So it is getting last 3 characters. Here also last 3 characters. Here also last 3 characters. In the same way, I have a substring function in order to get the first 3 characters. I'm just showing here. So substring function also can be used to get the part of the text. Then what is the difference between left and right when you compare with the substring function? So left function gets the characters from the left side only. Right function gets the characters from only right side. But if I wanted to get the middle of the text, let's say for example, I just said ABCD. ABCD. If I wanted to get the BC, then left function is not suitable. Your right function also is not suitable. Because you are not asking the characters from the starting of the text. Or you are not asking the characters from ending of the text. You're asking middle of the text. You're asking middle of the text. So if that is the case, then you have to go for substring function. So substring function can get the characters from the left side. That means whatever the left function works, the same way your substring function works. And the way the right function is going to work in the same way substring function also works. And it is also going to work to get the middle of the text. Because you're providing starting position and the number of characters. But in the left and right, you are providing the number of characters only. So because of that reason that those functions are having a limitations. But when it comes to the substring function, you can take the characters from any position because you have a feasibility to specify starting position. Okay, so that is what it is saying. It is used to get the part of the text from starting position to specified number of characters. From starting position to specified number of characters. And write a SQL statement to get the first 3 characters from the employee name. The way your left function works in the same way, it is going to work here. So in place of the text, you are passing the name. In place of the starting position, the character starts from the 0, 1, sorry, not a 0, it is 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so when you go for Databricks, it is going to say 0, 1, 2, 3. When it comes to this, even if you go for Data Factory, it follows 0, 1, 2, 3. Index position is going to start from 0. Whereas in SQL Server or Oracle, I'm not sure in Oracle, in SQL Server, the index position starts from 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, something like that, it is going to get. So I wanted to get the characters from starting position. From starting position, how many characters you required? The number of characters are there here. I'm just passing 3 here. So starting position 1, a number of characters is 3 is going to get from using the substring function. Just try to execute this and see the result. It is going to give the same result the way left function works. And there is a one more important function I wanted to say, that is len function. We are going to use this function also in our working time. It is used to get the complete length of the text. It is used to get the complete length of the text. In length, in len function, I'm passing the text Raja. So 4 characters are there, so it is going to give the 4. In place of Raja, if you give the column name, employee name, then for every name, it is going to give the how many number of characters are there. It is going to give the number of characters for each and every name. You can just see here how exactly they're coming. And just observe. I'm just feeding some sample data to explain these functions, left, right, and substring function. As per real-time requirement, to explain that, I'm just going to feed some sample data into the users table. Select top 20 records. I'm just taking top 20 records from this table. So your customer key, I'm taking user ID, and first name, last name, I'm just joining. I'm just taking as a username. Okay, so just observe how we can create it. Now table is there. If I say select star from users, you can find some sample data here. I'm just preparing some sample data. I'm just preparing some sample data. So here my requirement is, I wanted to get the first name from the username. I wanted to get first name from the username. Okay, so, and I wanted to get the last name from the username. If I wanted to get the first name and last name, you can understand your first name is your part of this full name. Your last name is your part of the username, right? So if you want to get this part, then it is the part of the text. To get the part of the text, we have a 3 functions. You can use left and right, left, right, and substring function. Okay, so how we are going to do it? Let me show you. I'm just trying to get the, I'm just going to try to write a SQL statement here to get the first name. Just observe how I'm going to write. In some places, I'm just going to type the code. A select from table name is users. From this users, I wanted to get the username. And I need to get the first name. To get the first name, I need only John. To get that one, I'm just going to use the left function. Inside the left function, the first argument is your username. A number of characters, I'm just giving 3 here as first name. Just observe what happens if I execute this. What it is giving. From this John Young, it is giving a John. I don't have any problem. And if you take a Christie, you are getting 3 characters. If you are taking Elizabeth, you are taking ELI. Data is not correct, is not coming correctly. So data is inconsistent. So to get the accurate data, you have to pass this number of characters dynamically. you have to pass the number of characters to this left function, you have to pass dynamically. Okay, so if you already attempted ADF, in ADF we have seen how we can pass the numbers or something dynamically. We have come across it. In the same way here also how you can do it. So we are not supposed to pass this 3. So what you have to take here is, if I say John Young, so I'm having the characters here 1, 2, 3. Space is also character 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. If I wanted to get this part, you have to pass this particular place. For every name, the common character from every name here is in this place. The common character here is the space. The space is the common character. You can see. If you can find the space position, then your problem will be solved. If you can find the space position, then your problem will be solved. The common character position, you have to identify that. So in order to find any of the position of the character, any specific position of the character, if you want to find, how we can find in the SQL is there is a function called char index. When you go for Oracle, we have a INSTR. Even in the ADF also, we have the same function. Okay, in ADF, we have an index of also. But you have to identify. If you understand the requirement, then even if you don't know the naming standard of the function, you can search in a Google. By seeing that syntax, you can write it. No one need to teach you. If you know at one place, then writing in other places is not a big deal. So that is how we need to read it. That is how we need to prepare. So here the function is char index. But if you ask you to do the same thing in Oracle, char index is not available. Then definitely there will be alternative function with a different naming standard, or maybe same naming standard. So if you can identify that, and if you can see the syntax of that function, then you can easily do it. Now here I wanted to find the space position. Then I can use the char index function. So char index function is asking the same functions available in Power BI. We have a find and we have a search, if you're aware of Power BI. So char index is used to find the text. So you have to specify find string. What is the find string that you wanted to specify? Within the string, where do you want to find? I want to find within the string. Find string, what do you want to find? Where do you want to find? From where do you want to search? So I wanted to find space. Where do you want to find? I want to find in the John Young. So from where do you want to search? I want to search from the J. So J is there from the 1. So from starting position, I wanted to find my space. So it is used to get a specified character position. Whatever you specified in the find string, that character position you're going to get. This char index function is going to return a number. It returns a number. Is everyone clear what is requirement and why we need to use the char index function? Any question? Okay, let's move on. Write a SQL statement. I'm just taking a basic example. Write a SQL statement to get the first A position. Just try for getting first A position. Then you can think about others. Just observe. If I execute up to here, it is just going to give the name as Bhaskar. First A is available. So first A is available in this place. Okay, so let's say I'm always getting 0 because of this Python. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now A is available in the third position. So I want to get that result. To get that one, you're going to use the function called char index function. So inside char index function, you're just going to pass the Bhaskar. Sorry, I wanted to find A. Where do you want to find A? I want to find within Bhaskar. And from where I wanted to search, from beginning of the characters I wanted to search as first A position. Just execute this. We have a 3. Now second A position I wanted to get. I don't want to first A position. I want to go for second A position. So second A position is available in the 6th position. Now how can you do it? Just observe. Comma. Same char index only you have to use. I want to find A. Where do you want to find? I want to find in Bhaskar. If I say 1, then again it is going to start searching from first character. Again it is going to give 3. If I say as second A position. If I execute up to here, again 3 is coming, but my expected answer is 6. The searching position was there, right? The searching position is not 1. The searching position you have to take 4. In this place, if I take a 4, that means it is going to search from the 4. Just observe. I'm just going to make this 4. Now can get the correct result. But this 4 you are not supposed to give hard-coded number. You have to pass dynamically. So what we can do is in this particular 4, you have to pass this entire position, this particular expression. This expression is giving what? 3, right? The first position is 3. When I say this position plus 1 is going to get the 4. This 4 is going to get this first A position plus 1 is 4. So what you can do here is, I'm just going to say let's take this copy. In place of this 4, just paste this plus 1. So I'm asking after first A position, search for A. This is how we can write a function inside a function. So if you can practice this kind of exercises with multiple examples, then you will be habituated how we can write a function inside a function. If you're already having experience with SQL or some other language, then definitely you will be aware of it. But if you are coming directly for data engineering, or if you're upgrading your skill set, if you didn't come across writing a function inside a function, this is really going to be helpful for you. Now, if I execute this, you can see 6 here.
Now it comes 6, sir.
Okay. Now I wanted to find a first C position. So simple. I'm just taking a copy of this. What I wanted to find? C. First C position. Is C is available? In my name, no C is available. If not found this character, this char index function is going to return 0. So 0 indicates the character was not found. 0 indicates not found. Now just observe and execute this. See here. Any question with the char index function?
6, how it's come?
That's what I gave the explanation, right?
3 plus 1, 4.
After 4, it is going to search. You're getting
3,
my.
it will return 3 that it
This
will
is going
return.
to give 3 plus 1, 4. After 4, from 4th, it is going to search A.
Oh,
Okay, so here it will start searching. When I give 1, it is going to search from here, from 1. If I give 4, from 4, it is going to search. Where is my A?
understood.
Understand, right?
Yes.
Now, let's do apply the same logic. Let's do apply the same logic for your username function. The same to same. Nothing is there. So in place of my name, I'm just keeping the column name. Now let's see how we can get the first name and last name. Just observe. I'm just taking only this up to here. So I wanted to get the first name. To get the first name, you're going to use the left function. I'm just going to use the left function. Left of John Yang, comma 3. So example, I'm just taking it. But in place of this, we are going to give the username because you have to pass dynamically, right? So I'm just going to give the username here. In place of this 3, I'm just going to get the char index function. I'm going to use char index. So to get the number of characters here, how you're going to get the 3? So if you take this first John Yang, what is the space position? So space position is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So at the 4th position, you're having a space. So space position is 4. But how many characters you require? 3. So space position minus 1 equals to 3. Now just take this Rubin torus. Okay, so you just observe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So at the space position was there at the 6. So 6 minus 1, 5. So 5 characters are there in the first name. So the logic for your first name is space position minus 1. That means number of characters you have to pass to the left function. So let me show you how we can get the space position here. Char index of username, comma, not username. You have to specify what you wanted to find. So let's specify space. Where do you want to find? I wanted to find within the username. Starting from 1 as space position. Just execute it. So 4 is coming, but I'm not looking for 4. I'm looking for 3. Rubin torus 6 is coming. I'm not looking for 6. I'm looking for 5. So minus 1. Let's take the same expression again, comma, minus 1 as space position minus 1. So number minus number is a number only. Let's execute this. Now you can see. So this expression, whatever the expression I'm having here, this part, you have to pass in place of this. Is everyone with me? We have to pass in place of this 3, you have to pass this expression. Now just observe how I'm going to write it. Left function, username. I need to get the number of characters, right? This number of characters I'm going to say space position -1 and close your left function as first name. Just give a comma here. Let's execute. Now you can see here. John Yang. John is coming correctly. Christy Zhu. Christy is coming correctly. Ruben Torres. Ruben is coming correctly. Is everyone with me? How this is going to work? Any question? So if you can write this a kind of expression, surely you can write the expressions very, very easily. And this is also going to help you to write the Databricks PySpark code. This kind of approach, we are going to do it. And the next is, I wanted to get the last name. I wanted to get the last name. So try to understand the context. Then you can think about how we can do it. You understand the requirement here. I wanted to get the Ang. I wanted to get the Taurus, Zhu. So ending part, you have to get it. So the logic for this is total length minus space position is the number of characters for your last name. Now the question is, how can you get the total length? To get the total length, we are going to use the alien function. Space position, char index, we already know it. So if you can pass this number of characters to the right function, then you're going to get the last name. So last name is going to get the specified number of characters, right? That specified number of characters you're going to pass in this way. Now, the question is, how can we get the length, right? Total length, as I said, we are going to use the ln of username. Then as a total length, I'm just giving, just for understanding, I'm just executing pieces also. The total length of John Yang is 8 characters. Okay, so total length is 8. But how many characters are required? 4 characters are required. What is the space position? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 4 is the space position. So when I say -4 equals to 4. Now let's find the space position, comma, char index of, I need to find the space. Where do you want to find the space? I want to find the space within the username. From where do you want to start searching? I want to search from 1 as space position. Now you can see 8 minus 4, 4. 12 minus 3, 12 minus 3, sorry, 12 minus 5. What is the characters? 12 minus 7, no, how many? Is that 12? Something wrong. Is that 12 only? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yes. Okay, so 12 minus space position. You have to pass not, you have to say 12 minus 5. 12 minus 5 is going to get 5. 5 or 6?
12 minus 7. Yeah, it is fine.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is there. Okay, let's see. Total length minus.
No, we are checking for last name, right?
As total length minus space position. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm checking for first name, right? I have to check last name.
Yeah, and
Okay, so
this is also not required. Like this is not a valid, right? The
which
last
one?
column. Last column.
Yeah, this is not this one you're saying.
Ah, yes.
So this one is not required. Basically, I'm just checking is that coming as expected or
Yeah,
not.
yeah, because number of characters you're counting for first name, right? So there was a no.
No, I'm taking the number of characters for last name.
No, this is fine with respect to the last name. Earlier, your mind is going for the first name.
Yeah. I'm taking the number of characters from right side, but
Yeah,
counting on the left side.
left side. Yeah, that is right.
That's where I got confusion and I have written this expression.
Okay.
Okay, so now I'm just going to take the right function. And here you need to pass the username. And then number of characters is this expression you have to pass. And close this as last name. Let's execute it. So everywhere you can see. So just for understanding, I'm writing this many lines, but basically your expectation is this one. Okay, so the same thing I'm just trying to do with the substring function also. Okay, so substring, what it is going to do? It is going to get the same part of the text. So substring, it is asking the first column is username, and then starting position is 1, and number of character is space position minus 1. We already know this is going to give the space position. Space position minus 1 and closes as first name. Now let's execute it. Now you're able to see that, right? And last name, same to same logic. Substring, username, comma. Now the starting position is not 1. Your starting position you have to take after space position. After space you have to start taking the characters. So not a 1, you have to take the characters from after space position, means this is the space position plus 1 is going to be your starting position. Space position plus 1. From there, number of characters is this one. Total length minus space position. And close your substring function as last name. Now you can see. So is everyone clear with the substring right and left function, how we can write?
Sir, please explain this last one, sir. Substring last name, last one, sir.
Okay, so here, let me take out this. We are having, just take an example is John M. If it is a right function, I can take the characters from the right side. So I can say up to space position, I can take it. But what you have to do is substring function. Substring function will ask you what is the starting position, from where you wanted to take the characters. So I need to have a from Y. So Y is available after the space, right? So you're going to say space position plus 1 is your starting position. Is you agree with me? Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Now, how can we get the space position? That we have written here, right? So what I'm trying to say here is substring of username, comma. Now starting position, you have to take from the Y, not from the 1, not from the J, right? So J means 1. So you need to take it from Y. So Y is available after the space. So this is equivalent to space position, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm taking copy and pasting here.
Okay.
Plus
Space
1.
position. Plus 1. Yes, sir.
Now it is going to be starting position. This is the starting position.
Starting position.
Number of characters. How many characters you require? Total length minus space position. Total length we applied here, right? Total length
Yes, sir.
minus space position. I'm just pasting here and close this
Okay.
as last name. That is what I'm just trying to do here. Now clear?
Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
So the next is concat underscore WS. We already seen concat function. Concat function. Concat is used to concatenate multiple texts. Even concat underscore WS also is going to do the same thing. The same function is there in Python also. Okay, so you have to specify the delimiter. And text1, comma, text2, comma, text3, comma, and so on. Okay, so the same function in Power BI, we have a combine values or something is there. Okay, so combined values also is going to work with the same way. Okay, so here I'm just going to use the concat underscore WS to combine multiple text values. So if you remember, we have seen first name, last name. Let me take the middle name also here so that you can understand. Okay, so I think I have one more example here. Yeah, perfectly. All right. If I take only these two names, it is fine. They're going to work. But if the same code, I just wanted to do it for full name with concatenating first name, middle name, and last name. Without this, we already seen with case statement. Let me make this 1, make this 2. With case statement, we have come across it. Now I'm saying why you need to write that much lines of the code. You can just go with the concat underscore WS. If I go with concat underscore WS, also is going to give the same result. It handles, it is having a capability to handle the blanks automatically. If it is having any of the column is having a blank, it is just going to ignore it. So with separator is going to handle the nulls if you have a nulls. The simplest answer is this one. Okay, so concat underscore WS is going to concat the multiple text values with the comma separator. So I'll give a task for you. You just try from your side. For example, if I have ABC at Microsoft.com. and XYZ at Google.com. Now you have to write a SQL code to get this part and this part. So I wanted to name this as a alias, and this one I wanted to name as a domain. Okay, so you need this email addresses, right? So this email addresses are available in the table called dim customer table, which is having email address, and from that you have to take it. So it is equivalent to first name and last name. There is no much differences. You can try. Clear? Are you clear with the question? Okay, I feel you're clear on it. Okay, only one function. I'll wind up it. Otherwise, this will not go and feed into your brain. So replace function is one of the function that we are going to use in our experience. If you wanted to replace anything that we are going to use this. So I have a John Yang. So in place of this space, I wanted to give 5 stars. So in order to give this, first you need to identify the space position. In that space position, in that space, I wanted to replace it. So in order to replace any text with new text, then you can use a replace function. So replace function is asking you to, where do you want to replace? I want to replace my username. So find what character you wanted to find to replace. And this is a new text. I've given example here, you can see. So you're passing the text here and find text what you want to find and replace text. So replace function is used to replace something to you. Just execute it and see the result. So there is an interview question here. Okay, so before that, I just wanted to take you one more example. So here we have a username. So wherever there is a username, I wanted to replace, to say, wherever there is a, wherever there is a, I wanted to replace with at. So John Yang, A is there, so I wanted to replace with at here. Christy Ju is not available, I don't want to do anything. So in that case, what you can do is just find it and replace it. But if you wanted to do the same thing in Power BI, it's not going to execute it. It is going to get an error. You have to use the if function to control it. So here you can see, wherever there is a, it is replaced. Now there is an interview question I faced in my career that I just wanted to take you through that. Let's say, for example, I have a. Let me take my name. Bhaskar. I wanted to find the total number of characters. How many total number of characters? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So total 7 characters. Now I'm going to ask you, what is the total number of characters by excluding A? By excluding A, this is not going to consider, this is not going to consider. The number of characters is -2, is going to get the 5. Now, how can you get it? How can you get the 5? Can anyone give the answer?
Replaced by nothing, means replace
Now
A
just
by
observe. Replace Bhaskar, find A and replace nothing as something like exp1. Now apply total length here. On top of this, you have to apply ln function. Ln of here you have to give. So column name, I'm just going to give total length without A. Now I can give this. You understand, right? So this kind of situations you may come across in your case. So the same thing I just applied for excluding A, I just applied for the entire table.
Sometimes I saw the code.
Sometimes
Sometimes I saw the code 5 to 6 replace. Replace under replace, replace under replace, replace under replace, 5 to 6 replace. And
depends on the requirement, you have to think and write the expression.
How to make the query replace under replace, replace under replace?
Simple. See, replace, if you know the first syntax, then you can do it, right? Let's say, for example, you're trying to replace with A, right? Let's say, for example, let me take the same name. See, if you know the syntax, you can easily do it. Replace. I wanted to say Bhaskar. Find A, replace with at. As replace A with at. Okay. Now I wanted to replace H with a capital H. Just imagine something like that. In place of yes, let me give the dollar symbol. Then you have to write one more replace here. Replace of this entire thing you have to consider. What do you want to find? I want to find S. And what do you want to replace? Dollar. Clear? So like that, if the requirement demands, then you can think how you can write it. Clear or not? See, you have to look into the output. In this output, what you wanted to do. On that basis only you can write a function inside a function. Okay, so it's not that easy. You have to see the output and you have to write accordingly. In that way, you're going to handle it. Okay, so that's all for today. I'm stopping here. In the next week, we are going to see date functions and we have a joins. Joins also I'm going to talk in the next week. Any question before stopping?
So we'll join at 7 o'clock, right? 7 p.m. Monday.
Yeah, we are going to join. The new batch people will be on 7 p.m. They are regular sessions. Okay. Okay, then we'll see you on tomorrow. Sorry, on Monday. Thank you for joining.
Monday we will start Python basic test.
Yes. So every batch they have individual classes. Okay. So this is common.
Okay.
Okay, then we'll see you on tomorrow.